Shadow of the Tomb Raider's budget being close to $100 million, a lot of people are wondering, why do they put so much money into this IP and then marketing alone can be anywhere from $35 million and up? So the question is Shadow of the Tomb Raider gonna have the same fate as the first two Tomb Raiders? Let's talk about it. What up everybody, it's your boy Gaming Forte, back at it with another video. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, it definitely helps the channel a lot. Now, with E3 just over 34 days away, a lot of people are going to be looking forward to what Square Enix has to show in their very first press conference, where they really think that Shadow of the Tomb Raider may be the headliner of that conference. But a lot of people are going to be super excited to play this one because it's supposed to be the end of an origin story. You know, the same origin story that they said that we're going to see her become the Tomb Raider, and they've been saying that for the last two games, and now they're finally living up to the expectations of her being just that. Well, that's what we're supposed to get in this one, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Now, it has come to our attention that this game is going to have a $100 million budget. Basically what they're saying is most Tomb Raiders and most other AAA single player games have anywhere from $75 to $100 million budget, and that's production only. It's close to $35 million when you want to add the marketing side into it. So we're looking at a game that could be anywhere from $105 million all the way up to $135 million, depending on the scope that they go with and the marketing they put into it. The reason I want to bring this up is because they had a situation with the first Tomb Raider where it sold 3.4 million copies in the first 28 days on market, and they called that a failure. 3.4 million in the first month was a failure, and it's because they had an astronomical goal in mind, and they said that they were actually lowballing the expectations of that game to the 80 to 90 percentile. They didn't even give us full projection numbers on this game. That's crazy. So the biggest thing that I'm taking away from this is, are they actually managing the expectations of this game correctly? Are they putting way too much money into areas of the game that don't really need that much money in it? Are they marketing this game in front of the right people? Do they have their ads in the right places? Are they actually releasing these games at the wrong time around games that are actually just going to drown out this game overall? These are all different things that I think of as a gamer when I see them say that a game that sold 3.4 million copies was a failure, and they had bigger astronomical numbers in mind, like almost 6 million sold within the first 30 days. Now, I'm not saying that can't happen. We just had God of War recently sell 3.1 million in 3 days. And that's an exclusive, where Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider, not so much Rise at launch, were multiplayer games. These games had an opportunity to sell more because they had more systems out there available to sell too. Now with PlayStation, they do have 80 million systems out there, but even 3.1 in 3 days, that's a very small subsection of the community actually buying that game, and it appealed to people. Now when it comes to Tomb Raider, I just believe a lot of people probably just think it plays like the older Tomb Raider if you want to hit that mass appeal, because people probably just associate Tomb Raider with PS2, old school graphics, shooting dinosaurs, 2 guns in your hand, ponytail waving in the air. I don't know if that's how they actually vision it, but that's how some people might look at it. They may not have played the original 2 reboots to actually get more interest garnered into the game. But the one thing I can say is, I know they've been marketing this game at the wrong time. Like, why would you bring Rise of the Tomb Raider out literally during the same day as Fallout 4? We all know Fallout 4 is the bigger IP. And that's not to say that Tomb Raider couldn't hold its own, but when you put it up against a mega blockbuster like Fallout, where a lot of people are really looking forward to the next version of that game, you're in trouble. You never release your games like that. That's why no other game releases on the same day that Call of Duty comes out. Probably not as much now as it was in the past, but even now, people still try to steer away from games like Call of Duty because they know that it's going to eat up a lot of mind share and a lot of people's money in their wallet. So why are you doing the same thing with that game that they wouldn't do with any other game? And then, just to make things worse, Shadow of the Tomb Raider is releasing in September this year. September 12th to be exact. That's not a bad date, but guess what comes out around that? You got Spider-Man in probably one of the biggest years that Marvel has ever had as a franchise. Spider-Man has never been as hot as he is right now, and it's only going to get hotter when that actual game comes out in September on the 7th. So my question is, what does Square Enix expect for this game to sell? Yes, they're spending $100 million almost probably on just the development and cost of the game with production, but that $35 million that they're putting in marketing, is that really going to make a difference? Now, no marketing is bad marketing. You can put this, as long as you can put it in front of people and see it, you won. But is there going to be enough to go around? I mean, just to name a few, you got, I know the new Spyro game is being remastered and coming out during that time. You also have, like I said, Spider-Man releasing on the 7th, and you have a new Destiny game that is going to be real hungry to prove itself with a lot of money behind it from Activision to push that game not only eclipse what it did with Destiny 2 in sales, but try to garner the people that it lost before to bring them back in the fold. So they're going to be really pushing hard with that game in September. And then you even might have the new Forza Horizon 7 coming out around that time for the Xbox people, because that's traditionally when the new Forzas come out. So where does that leave Shadow of the Tomb Raider and its $100 million budget and $35 million in marketing? You know, and we don't even know what else is going to be shown at E3 that's going to come out around that time. Ultimately, I think it's crazy that it costs that much to make this game, because there's been games that look way better than this and played better than this that actually cost less money to actually make it overall. But the one thing we're not going to do is count people's money, because what they do with their money is what they do with it. I just don't want to hear that it didn't hit expectations because you put an exorbitant amount of money into something that probably didn't need it. Sometimes you got to cut a little bit of that fat to get it away from your game, because ultimately this game's going to sink or swim by people buying it. The marketing will help it, but guess what? If you're asking this game to sell an exorbitant amount over a 30-day period that is way above what it should be, do you get what you asked for? And honestly, just stop putting your games around other big games. There's a whole year available to everybody with little dates on calendars that is available for everybody to pick a day that suits their game. And you should claim one of those probably in the summertime, because I can see how this game could probably be a really good summer blockbuster for people that don't have anything going on in the Junes and Julys and early Augusts before everything really ramps up when Madden first comes out, and then we hit that September holiday season bump. Your game should be faced somewhere in there. Stop trying to act like your game is probably going to sell like the big dog sell during the end of the year. But Tomb Raider is not that type of game. Just like I believe Halo's not that type of game anymore. Halo has a lot to prove to be able to move into that November slot. And even then, most of Halo's success was in September, with the exception of, I believe, Halo 3, which was in November that year, and it was like November 7th and it broke all types of records. But that was before Call of Duty got as big as it got, and then that took over the reins of a game that dominated during that month. Unless you're telling me Tomb Raider can change that narrative and become that next 10, 20, $30 million seller over the course of a year, then you just need to rethink those dates that you put it in. But guys, what do you think? Do you think that Tomb Raider is doomed to not sell as good as they probably wanted to? Do you also think that it needs to move the date just to get it away from some of these other big blockbusters? I want to hear what you guys say in the comment section. And as I always say, thanks for watching this video. Sub to the channel if you haven't. Like this video if you like the content. It definitely helps out the channel a lot. Turn on those notifications. Gonna let you know the next time one of my videos go live. It's your boy Gaming Forte. You guys have a great week, and I'm gonna talk to you in the next video. Peace.